And you're seeing septoria in every variety on these plots.
We'll have a look around and show you.
So we're looking here into the Oakley crop, and we can see that it's pretty clean actually. Contrast to last year, this time when it was covered with yellow rust. I think people often forget about septoria and Oakley because they're focused so much on yellow rust.
Yellow rust, yeah.
But in fact, it's highly susceptible to septoria, so it's got to be watched as well.
Yeah, the very early stages of latency, well, just before it starts to go, you get that very faint sort of speckling like that. You can see some really nice active pycnidia on there, which is quite well established on the new leaves. So, I mean, you were sort of saying that normally you'd expect splashy rain to be bringing that up, but what's happening is you're getting quite a lot of dew in the crops. That's
keeping it going. Yeah.
So this will be one of the key issue in this crop at this time will be the septoria rather than the yellow rust. So obviously you will deal with the yellow rust at T0, but a CTL at T0 with a bit of azole will deal with the issues in this and give it a good start.
Yeah.
And then at T1 you can concentrate really on the septoria, because both main septoria triazoles will give very good control of yellow rust.
Yeah.
So once you're on top of it, it buys you time and flexibility as the season goes on to concentrate on the disease that really saps the yield, and that can be septoria. Yeah.
And in terms of the septoria, if the pressure stays really high, could an SDHI be a possibility at T1, considering they're so good on septoria?
I think you're into economics really. It depends on the investment. We know that you will get an extremely good result at T1 from straight azole plus chlorothalonil plus straw if you need it.
Yep.
It's probably best to keep the investment of the new SDHI chemistry at T2, where it will really deliver on yield and physiological benefits.
Yep.
I think the only year we've ever seen a clear benefit of having it at T1 was in 2008, where we got that exceptional septoria pressure.
It's more like your traditional T2 type
early
of
in stem
pressure,
extension. So really T1 is about giving yourself a good platform to build your program on.
Yeah.
So I would say a robust dose of something like pitharconazole plus minus CTL, and give yourself a good start, and then concentrate that investment at T2.
So if you're getting on top of the disease at T1, T2, how does that affect your T3 timing for fusarium?
The advice is if the conditions are favourable for fusarium, T3 is still the key timing.
Yep.
But if you dealt with it earlier on, it's going to be more likely that you're going to come in underneath the limit.
Yeah.
So it's a good benefit to have. So that's typical early fusarium lesion, and it spreads up the plant through the season. And obviously you've got to have half a mind if you've got a milling crop on DON levels at the end. And one of the clear benefits of pitharconazole is we got good independent evidence from Harper Adams and Ferrer that application of pitharconazole at T1 and at T2 can help you manage the inoculum spreading up the plant and relieve the pressure on your T3.
Yep.
So it can significantly reduce the end DON levels just from T1 and T2 applications of pitharconazole. I think where conditions are favourable for fusarium infection, so it's very wet around the flowering period, you probably wouldn't want to risk reducing the rates of your T3 timing too much. But what it does do is reduce the pressure on that T3 timing, so you're more likely to come in on your milling rate underneath the DON limits. So it's a benefit in those terms, and it's something that you get as an additional extra over and above what it's already doing if you're putting it on anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a nice side benefit to pitharconazole.
So we've been here at Long Sutton looking at some wheat plots, and it's a very high rust risk site. But here in this plot of Oakley we found very, very little yellow rust, but there's been very high septoria levels. So now we're going to go on to the next site